Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our show, my cooking show. I'm David Sponheim, and today we're going to be making beef, cabbage, carrot, potato, and I'm going to be doing a phased cook cycle with onions and garlic. So we're going to be putting fresh onions and fresh garlic in at various cycles in the cooking process so that we keep adding that intensity to the flavors. The beef was marinated for 5 days. And this is a $3 piece of meat. It's basically top round or bottom round or something. And what I did was I injected my usual tenderizer, which is papaya and vinegar and onion powder. Those are the three combos I used: onion powder, the papaya, and vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar. If you're a big vinegar fan, I've got a collection of vinegar. I kind of like apple cider vinegar. Is kind of nice. I got that for $1 at the dollar store, by the way. It's made out of rice, I think. No, pure vinegar, made from apples and filtered water. Pretty good for the dollar store. And then there's the white vinegar. Standard white vinegar. I think this is made from potatoes, if I'm not mistaken. Product of Peru. That came through a dollar sale at Rite Aid. Peru. Good water down in Peru. Less radiation down in Peru. You could even use malt vinegar if you really, if you like. One of my favorite vinegars is red wine vinegar. But if you don't have any vinegar at all, just use pickle juice, because that's got vinegar in it. Yeah. And if you want to throw some sugar on the meat, you can do that too. I think corned beef doesn't require any sugar though. You like the cabbage. A lot of people like the cabbage. Yeah, I've got a whole head of cabbage I picked up for 58 cents a pound. So that's about a pound. No, it's 2 pounds. It's like $1. Yeah, the cabbage is expensive. Sometimes you find it on sale. And I've got basically halves of onions, basically one whole large onion here. Okay, that's worth 10 cents. And remember my organic carrot thing that I picked up? 10 pounds for $6.99. Well, I've got about a half a pound of carrots here. So I'm going to say that's 30 cents. So I'm looking at $5 worth of food, basically. The potatoes I'm using, I think I got it for 20 cents. Yukon Golds, beautiful potatoes. Have a sweet flavor. And the nice thing about them, you can actually use the skins on these things. Yeah. And by the time this thing melts down, it'll all be, one big meal. Misanthropy says, why do people worry about illegal aliens so much? We need to be taking care of our own first. I know. But they're trying to ruin our lives by creating a greater police state, freaking people out around the cities of America. No, I picked them up in a 20-pound sack I think I got it for 29 cents a pound or something. But yeah, you can buy potatoes, onions, carrots, cabbage even on sale. So yeah, it's dark in your kitchen. I've got light coming in. I mean, you wouldn't believe all the light. I have my sunglasses on here. Look at this. Yeah. I was thinking of darkening it even more. Let me see if the camera will adjust to the new light. It's like a right light technology. That's pretty good. Yeah, see? That's the technology of cameras that are phenomenal nowadays. Yeah, I will turn on the lights. Let me do that. Okay. Hey, let's get started. I've got some carrots to peel. Yeah, I'm not going to be boiling any stinging nettles tonight. This isn't the Ming Dynasty, and we aren't boiling leaves yet. We haven't gotten to that point. There's still a lot of food around, so we're still moving forward with that. If you're living in Darfur, Sudan, it's not very good, though. All right, so let's pound the meat a little bit. I've done this for like 5 days, so You know, I've been pounding my meat for 5 days. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, I'm not going to flip it over. I've already flipped it over before. But if you go into the bag, yeah, I might as well flip it over. Just give it a flip like that. And of course, this bag is of no value. So, you know, it's an old bag. Now, you can, if you got some, a lot of anxiety, you can bind your anxiety by, I haven't considered that. I'm looking at a couple different angles. I'm talking to an attorney about that. If you look at the ultimate situation here, got to get the burner going. So let's stay on point here, Dave. Okay, this is where I'm going to be cutting some of the vegetables, or actually, I'm going to be cutting something. Okay, let's get this up close and personal because everyone wants to look at the meat. Take a good look at it. All right, turning on the rear burner on level 3. Actually, take it up to level 4. I'm going to put some oil on that. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the cook cycle. I'm not really a chef. No professional training whatsoever. I just love to cook. And I keep a purist attitude toward cooking, which keeps me from becoming contaminated by the mental illness of the current cooking show stars that are obviously in therapy or something, because it looks like Chef Ramsay's been aging. Like, he's 7 years younger than me. So I don't know what the hell he's doing, but yes, I've got a lot of vinegar in storage. I even made my own vinegar. Oh, you trained at the Cordon Bleu. That's so nice. Well, anyway, developing a love of food is really essential in doing this. And by the way, you don't want to contaminate meat with vegetables. So we're going to set the meat back here for now. All right. Bring in the olive oil. As you can see, I'm using an extra virgin olive oil. And there's a big scandal right now about that. Have you heard about it? Hey, everybody. I don't make money doing this psycho behavior. You're all about making money. You don't understand. I retired like 6 years ago. I've got plenty of cash. I don't need to, work, right? You're the one who's busting your butt traveling all around. That costs you money. If you stayed in one space, you wouldn't be spending money. If you stayed in one space your entire life, I bet you'd cut your cost. Once you hit the road, you're paying extra money. All right, so I'm going to put some oil on there. About 3 tablespoons. Make sure the pan is hot before you... Whoa, okay. Sunglasses went down there. You can do whatever you want. There's a lot of options in life. Chef Ramsay, I'm not into money. You got to understand, he's ruining cooking, in my opinion. Yeah, he's turning cooking into a nightmare. Like, if I were doing the show as Chef Ramsay, it'd be more like, my God, man, pull yourself together. The risotto is mushy. Piss off. I mean, that's the kind of thing that'll kind of cause high blood pressure, I mean, no wonder he's got wrinkles upon his wrinkles, and he's like, what is he, 48 or something? Anyway, somebody should teach the guy how to live, You could have all the money in the world and not know how to live. You could have $5 in your pocket and be living like a king. Yeah, king of the road. Yeah. Sponheim's heaven on earth is what I call this. Hey, let's start with this half onion right here. Okay. Yeah. Give it a nice little dice. Like. Yes. Just throw that in the grill. Get started with that. Cover it up. Now the potatoes are going to need the most cooking, so we're going to start with the potatoes. You know, I like easy, so I get these yellow potatoes. These are Yukon Gold, and I'm just going to put them in there whole with the skins on. More roughage. And these are grown locally without any pesticides. In fact, the onions are also organic. Really easy. You know, if you spend all your time chopping, and now if you're allergic to the potato because it's a night vegetable, just tell people to not eat it. You know, pick it out of the dinner. It's like, oh, some people get kind of a reaction to night vegetables. I don't know if you've heard this. It supposedly causes inflammation of your joints. If you got severe arthritis, it might be advisable not to eat night vegetables. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to throw the potatoes right in there on the... you got to have a fork in there. Hello. Hello, Dave. Rotate. All right. Yeah, just going to put those right on top of the onions in the oil. That's the approximate size you're looking for. Okay. Okay. Like Miss Swan here of Mad TV. Okay. Okay, let's get that going there. Okay, you want to start another burner right in the front here. I'm going to put that on level 4 too. Got both burners on level 4. Yay! More onion. I told you I had different onions here to work with. Okay. I was going to add peppers to the dinner, but I chose not to. Yeah. Because peppers, you know, for one, they aren't consistent with the Irish lifestyle, living hard winters. You know, you can't store peppers. Well, you can do them in the, you know, marinade. I guess you can store them in the cupboard. You can do anything with peppers. You can store them in oil, but I went without the peppers, so yeah. Does Sarah eat your cooking as a stool softener? You know, that's so funny. Yeah, everything I eat is a probiotic food supply. So helping your intestinal tract. You know, that's why I went with the potato skins. And they're very clean potatoes, and they're really good. Back to Ireland. Yeah, if you go back to the potato famine, and you realize what the suffering they endured, and you think of the holiday, you know, St. Patty's Day. No, I don't get sexually attracted to the food that I'm cooking, but that's a little too weird. I know people that actually get off on touching meat. I'm not kidding. Somebody was talking to me at a party once who's telling me about how he gets off touching meat. And I was like, do we have to have this conversation? Do you think that was like a weird thing for somebody to say? What if I told you it was one of my relatives? Yeah, that makes it even weirder. It's like, why are you telling me this? No one wants to hear about your weird fixation with red meat. My relative was flirting with me? That's weird. No, I think he's just a little frustrated, you know. I don't think his wife gives him everything he wants in life. A lot of people live in this world where, if only I had my fetish, you know. Hey, yeah, I'm looking even younger. I'm trying to roll back my years. Last night I took 20 years off my hair, and today I just decided to shave 10 years. Yeah, some people are very frustrated in their relationship because they don't get their fetish. One person I know said to his wife what his fetish was. And his wife responded, "Where did you think of that?" Hello, 988 geisha girls watching tonight. Now they know about fetishes. Yeah. What's your fetish? Yeah, that should be that should be a hit show. What's your fetish? And then have people come out and talk about their fetishes. Yeah, I'm in great shape. I mean, I couldn't be in better shape. I'm 50, going on 57 years old, and I'm April. Hey, I got to get busy here. Okay, give those potatoes a little stir because they'll stick otherwise. Kind of rotate them. And you know I like to cook with onion powder. So get some of this stuff. Some of it's made in China, but whatever. I'm going to glaze those potatoes with onion powder. And if you want to garnish anything for color, and put a little pepper in there, it won't hurt. Pepper is one of those slow cook items. You don't want to put a lot of pepper though. Okay, let's get to the next phase. I always rinse the veggies off. This is organic carrots that I picked up. Okay. Got a little rinse there. Okay, let's see how fast I can peel these carrots. You ready? Can I do it in 1 minute? Is it possible? In some way or another. Okay, let's start. Go. Pick up the pace. Oh, we dropped one. I can always rinse it off. $15, I'm not going to make it. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Come on, hurry up. Hurry, hurry. My God, man, pull yourself together. Hurry. 10 seconds over. 15 seconds over. Okay, did it. Hands off. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Rinse off vegetables. Fantastic. You're a splendid carrot peeler. Absolutely fantastic. And then, of course, the carrot peels go in the compost heap, which is down below under the sink. There it is.
Hi, Mr. Compost Heap.
Ooh, it's gross. Ooh. That is the grossest compost heap. But I use Tupperware for compost. It really works great. Okay, we got a hot pan going here. And move those taters. Okay, now that the onions are slightly cooked, what I want you to do is add a little water. No more than about that much. And I use filtered water. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put the same amount of olive oil in this one, about 3 tablespoons. Yay! Let's get ready to rumble. We're going to do that other half of the onion. Okay, you ready for the sizzle mic effect? Here we go. Excellent. Excellent sizzle. Fantastic. Okay, these carrots are going to be big whole carrots, so we're going to get those in there whole, but you want to cut off the back end of them. I try to save as much as I can. If you've got a little blemish there, you want to get rid of that. Okay. Wonderful. You're shooting for an optimal size of about a ½ inch thick. So like something like that is too big. You want to cut it in half. Cut off the little tip if you want. Excellent. These are big size carrots. You're going to be eating big carrots in this dish. Yes. Okay, we're almost ready. Excellent. Okay, everything goes in the pan. Wonderful. Let's get a fan on here. Okay, that's good. So we're going to let that cook on level 4. Give this a little stir. Now that there's water in it, it's cooking faster. And you know what I love to cook with when making potatoes? It's one of the best things ever. You get pitted, when you do this. One of the best things for potatoes, if you're going to use an herb right now, I am an indigo child. How did you know? Wow, I'm a genius. Look at the rosemary there. Tell me that's not one of the best herbs ever. So we're going to throw a little bit, even the whole leaves are good, on top of the potatoes. All right? Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, just a sprinkle, about no more than 1/4 teaspoon. You can throw other herbs in there too if you want. Hey, it's you, the fake awesome Carl. These herbs are from 1955 and 65. But that is fresh rosemary. I went to an herb shop. I fill up my herb. I have like a herb thing up here. Isn't that cool? And it dates back to like the 50s and 60s and 70s. So I do have herbs that are from the 50s and 60s, believe it or not. I have this great herb store I go to over in the Seattle area. No, this is not a wig. This is my real hair. I've been trying to tell you. I comb it. I use a shampoo. I was not in Children of the Corn, but I was very close to the people that made it during that time period. I knew the Kirby Kirsch production company. I was one of the group of people that I hung out with, on occasion. They were working on Children of the Corn at the time. I never got in on the deal, though. They kind of cut me out of the production. Yep, and I was really quite shocked because none of the people I worked with really understood how incredibly talented I am. And I got the impression that I was undervalued. And then they started, well, I don't want to get into the whole story about the Hollywood blacklisting that happened, but yeah, let's just suffice to say that people in Hollywood are totally different when you get to know them. Well, I'm not talking about Kirby Kirsch. I don't think they ever were involved in any drug activity, but when I met other people, I'm not going to put a hairnet on while I'm cooking. When I met other people in Hollywood, I started seeing a lot of drug use. It really was disturbing. Cocaine, mostly. And I don't do cocaine. And it kind of amazed me how these people, think it's just okay to, pad the budget of their productions with cocaine costs and cocaine money. So frequently you'll see a production assistant in a commercial priced out at $300 a day when they're only making $100. And then they'll put the $200 into a gram of Coke or whatever Coke goes for. Pretty sick. Yeah, I'm just making a little garlic for the dinner here. You can start with like little clove. I'm just using up some old garlic here. No big deal. But you can put more garlic, the better. I know what you're thinking. When are you going to cook the meat? That's a good question. I know what you're thinking. Does he have 5 bullets or 6? Well, to tell you the truth, No, I'm not gay. No. You're looking at a totally heterosexual man that women drool over when I walk around. Yeah. And I love women. I've never met a woman I wasn't attracted to, except for that biker bitch in Mulholland. Man, I've never seen anything like that before. Colleges were jealous. Hollywood was jealous. Local Democrats are jealous. Everybody's jealous of me. It's just the way, my life has always been that way. It just happened that way. I don't know why. Oh, I almost lost a garlic. You know how long it takes to grow a garlic? This little garlic takes days just to grow. And it's so helpful for your body. Yeah. Okay, let's give this another stir. The potatoes are taking the longest, of course. Oops. Yep. Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I love that rosemary. And make sure you got a good heat seal on your pans, too, because the tighter they are, the better. We're going to phase cook with this. I still got more onions to go, so I'm going to put a little bit of garlic in here. In the potatoes. Okay? Kind of get that garlic taste going. Hello. Okay. What is your response? What's your question? 919 rec. You have a cancer mole? No, it's not. Actually, it's a birthmark. I was born with it. Yeah. Yep. Same size all my life. Kind of amazing. You ate diarrhea food? Indian food? Hey, you're not allowed to say that stuff here because, frankly, we can ban you at any time. No. You're born with a few moles in your life, and they remain the same your whole life. I've got one right here on my neck. See that? Same thing. It doesn't grow. Yeah, it kind of identifies me, So when I have my imposters go out around me, they'll all have to have a painted knoll on their neck. Yeah. I think that's an old wives' tale. Moles are not wounds from past lives, unless you might as well do voodoo while you're at it. Are you getting a little voodoo straw doll, or are you going to poke it with pins? You might as well believe that too. Nope, not a gay man. I'm happy though. I mean, I'll tell you, I don't know many people who have succeeded in, having no debt. I haven't had debt since I was in my 20s. This is true. I do have a little bit of Native American in me. I don't remember you, no. I'm not gay. How long are you guys going to keep thinking I'm gay because you're gay? No, most of these things came from locally grown tilth, organic or otherwise. Okay, you know what I do is instead of lifting the cover, I just do like that. Just give it a good stir. Because as soon as you lift the cover, it's going to turn into something. But if you do have a mole and it grows, you should have it checked out by a doctor, for sure. That's very wise. The most common skin cancer is basal cell carcinoma. And it's very prevalent in this world. And if not taken care of early, it could cause, very serious results. Okay, we're at level 4. I'm going to take this down to level 3 on both of them at this point, because I've got to cut the meat. Put my garlic off to the side. I'm going to cut the meat and then put, whoops, I don't want to drip any meat juice here. That was a little disgusting. And zip up the bag and toss it. No, I don't. No. No, I'm not going to grill outside. No way. Last time I had a good filet mignon, awesome Carl, was at the buffet. I actually eat prime rib. So when I go to a buffet, I eat prime rib. I think the ceiling is a little slanted there. Hey, we're going to take a look at this self-corned beef. I call it corny beef. And in order to finish this meat off, we've got to slice it thin. All right. So you need a sharp knife, big platter. Anything that's touched the meat needs to go in the garbage or in the. So we're going to slice off about no more than, I'd say, a 1/4 inch thick. This slices pretty well considering it's bottom round. Look at that. Wow, it slices really, really simple, and it's amazing how marinades will work. Yeah. Okay, those carrots are about half cooked. The potatoes are about half cooked. And I'm about half cracked. You're going to hurl? You don't like the slice of, you don't like the look of a good quality American beef? What are you, European or something? This here is good quality, wholesome beef. You know, even green meat is wholesome meat. Check your USDA regulations. I called the USDA guy up and he said, yeah, green meat, it's wholesome meat. Man, I just poured through that meat. Look at that. Got to get a sharp knife. That was fast. Yes. Yeah, yes. It's called beef a la eat it, you know. It's a cabbage dish. It's a traditional dish that most people make with meat that's $2.99. Okay, throw your meat in the carrots. Okay, take that meat. Take that meat and throw that meat in the carrots. Ta-da! All right. Check your taters, see where they're at. Oh yeah. Okay, we're good. Turn your taters off. They're done. Yay! Fantastic. Take that other part of the onion and give it your next stage of your onion cooking. Now I call this, don't use the same knife. You want to keep that meat knife in the cleaner. You don't want to get it near the vegetables. I'm using a Cutco today. You're not going to believe what I paid for this knife. If you've seen my previous shows, you know that Cutco is one of the best knives out there. I got suckered into paying $30 for this knife. I used to work with a guy at the radio, with radio, and he was visiting one day, and he was down on his luck, and he joined the Cutco sales team. And he came over to my house. He said, Dave, I just want to see you. I want to show you what I got. I said, okay, come on over. And yeah, $30. Anyway, let me get busy. I'll talk while I cut. Give this a little knife cut. There we go. Remember, I'm at level 3 on the front burner here. What I'm going to do is infuse all of the beef with the onions, and I'm going to kind of stir it in with the carrots, and then I'm going to top it off with cabbage. And then I'm going to simmer it. Okay, the knife has been thoroughly rinsed off. I'll show you. Okay. You're going to put the onions right on top of the meat. Okay. Give it a little stir. Get the meat so it gets a little bit down in the pot. So it's kind of touching that level 3 burner. Remember, your carrots are half cooked. And we're going to try to brown this at level 3. I'm going to cover it up. All right, there you go. Cool. Yay, right on. Let's get that cabbage cut up. Now, this is like $1. This cabbage cost me $1, so we're going to use all of it. Throw a little more rosemary on top of that meat, too. I'm going with a rosemary theme today. I'm going to kind of like just leave that on a hot burner and let it kind of warm up real good. Real good. It's a little blemish right here, you know. You don't want that in your dish. Can you see that? You don't want that in your meal. Okay, everything else looks good. Okay, you can also rinse off your cabbage. Someone's knocking at the door. So I hope you enjoy the relaxed cooking show that I put together. Not many people can cook fast at a relaxed pace. It takes a real skill to do this. All right. I'm going to cut it like, some people like long leaves. I'm going to make them kind of big chunks. I love cabbage because it's so easy to cook with. Now this dish is missing a little salt, so I'm going to use a little soy sauce in this meal. Now I know you're saying the Irish people didn't have soy sauce, right? Well, you know, corned beef is really salty. I'm not doing corned beef. What I've got is a pretty low salt dish here. So what I'm going to do is spray it with some soy sauce, and I got this like Bragg soy sauce. It's really good, non-GMO. You got to think about that now and give it a good spray. I'd say about a half a teaspoon of soy sauce in this entire meal. I probably put in less, but that's okay. All right. Okay, getting hotter. Still at level 3. I'm going to add water. So I'm going to have you add about a 1/4 cup of water, like before. And that gets the steam going. Add your cabbage. Okay. Since the cabbage is kind of a slow cook, I mean a quick cook, I should say, all this cabbage is huge. Goes in the meal, but you don't want the stalk. And since I'm almost running out of space here, I'll top this off completely. I'm going to switch burners. Go like that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Danger cam, danger cam. That's exciting. Cooking with, no, not a good idea. Don't cook with bodily fluids. That's disgusting. Does your mother know you talk like that? I bet she'd be disgusted if she heard you talk like that. Okay, let's see if we can cook the heck out of that. We got 15 minutes. I'm going to stuff it down completely with cabbage. Okay, seal it up. Every bit of that cabbage, then put the last bit of garlic in on top of that. So you want to add a little bit of garlic, mince it out like that. Isn't that wonderful? I think you need more garlic. If you need more garlic, go for it. Okay. Stay down there. Give it a shake. Hopefully that'll work. Yeah, the steam from the water. I'm going to add a little bit more water just to be on the safe side. And again, preferably filtered water. There we go. I'm going to add a little onion powder to the top too. Okay. Okay, keep that top on. Don't remove the top now. And I'm cooking the beef, and the flavors are all going right into the cabbage. It's infusing. So the gastrique of the beef is migrating into the cabbage and giving it that smoky, beefy taste. I'm not even eating this stuff tonight. Yeah. I put it in a massive container, and I pull it out as I need it. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so once you put it in the dish, you're done. Yes, the gastrique of the beef infuses into the cabbage to give it that smoky taste. I was going to put some chemtrails in the dish, to infuse more chemicals, maybe aluminum, barium, selenium for some of you guys who need extra selenium. Rodney talking to Carl.
Hey, good buddy, how you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Hey, so, what are you doing for fun?
Oh, not much.
Is that enough? Thank you. I never tried stand-up comedy. I did amateur night with a friend where we revealed the comedy routine that was so amazing that people were saying, wow, dude, whoa. And people are like blown away. But the guy I was comedian who's standing on stage with, my Dean Martin character. I was the Jerry Lewis kind of character. But the Dean Martin character he was so not funny, it was ridiculous. And he went on to try to become a comedian. Failed miserably. He then became an attorney. And to this day, probably hates his life. It's not a comb over. This is real hair. It's really coming out of my head. Sarah doesn't like eggs. How do you not like eggs? And how can you cook if you don't like eggs? I mean, wow, this is a little concerned about, how much meat there is at the bottom. I'm going to keep it at 3, no more, no less. Okay. Yeah, if you go out and open your mouth and you just breathe in the air, you'll get selenium, which will prevent prostate cancer while you're dying of other things. 10,000 inmates at Rikers are vomiting right now. All of these ingredients are top notch. I don't even need the light on. I'm gonna save some energy. This is ridiculous. Burning the light. You convinced me to turn on these high voltage bulbs. I'm burning like 225-watt bulbs for you. I would never do that. The strange meat smell is carrots and beef. The ever so subtle fructose in the carrots is melding with the beef and just melting it right into the base. Now, hopefully I'm not burning. So in order to do that, I have to take a stab at the interior of this. There we go. That is about as much cabbage as I've ever stuffed in a container before. Okay, I'm going to go to phase 2. Massive, am I right? Massive, whoops, sorry. This is a Visions ware that we picked up in the 70s. It's been a family heirloom from 78, I think. It'll take stovetop cooking too. It'll cook soups or whatever. But what I want to do is take the potatoes here and drop it in. Make that the base. Okay. Okay, take that right there, the base of your potato dish. Put that back on the burner. Kick that up to 4. Cover the potatoes. I use this plate to cover it. Works great. I'm going to cook the cabbage separately because I'm running out of time, and because I always finish on time. I'm going to heat this up right now on the grill at level 4. I'm going to leave the other dish to go completely off, and I'm going to add a little more oil to the base. And I'm going to add another ingredient to this dish, which is very good. I highly recommend it. Paprika. Don't use too much paprika. You just want to color the dish with paprika. When I put the cabbage in there, I'm going to sprinkle it with paprika. So I'm just waiting until this gets hot. Now I'm going to move the cabbage in there for a quick cook. Well, you don't need gravy. The nice thing about this is at the bottom of the corned beef dish or the beef dish is like a really good au jus. Authentic Irish cabbage from scratch. So when you when you eat the food, you can use a little bit of the au jus on the bottom. You like au jus? Have you ever had au jus? My mother raised me on au jus. Au jus is a byproduct of making a roast beef. Yeah. The aroma of cabbage. No, not Jewish people. Au jus. Achoo! Anyway, when you make a roast beef, at the bottom of the pan is this meat sauce, which is really just blood, okay? And if you tilt the pan, you can take a spoon and just eat the blood. Yeah, that's au jus. Yeah, that's right. My mother used to feed, Dave, would you like some au jus? It's like, okay. Yeah. The reason she did that is because she couldn't eat meat when she was young. My mother was on a special diet where she could only eat au jus and cabbage and Brussels sprouts because she had a rheumatic heart fever when she was a young girl. And the doctor was kind of out there. He felt that this diet was the best for her. The high protein amino acids of the blood. But she wasn't allowed to eat the beef. And she really, she just was so angry she couldn't get the beef done. Where's the beef? She finally, became a beef eater and was really into eating roast beef when I was growing up. All right, I'm going to put that cabbage on top of this. Okay, inverting the pan on top. All the meat is done. All the carrots are done. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Cover it up. And it will just genuinely cook. And what I'm going to do is take the rest of this, see that right there? Add a little water to it from the purifier. Okay, see that? We're melding all the ingredients. I'm going to pour that right on top. Okay, then I can sprinkle some more onion powder on that. You can put Parmesan on this. It doesn't really matter what you put on it. But what I like is paprika. It makes it a really nice glaze. I'd say no more than a half a teaspoon of paprika for the whole dish. Okay, wow. It smells like paprika. I think we're done. I think we're done. Yep, we're done. Okay, so I'm going to turn that onto a low melt right there. This is already cooked right here. So we'll have the potatoes will be the base. When this is totally done, I'd say 30 minutes of cooking, minimum, maybe an hour. We're going to put all of that on top of the potatoes. And then you've got your complete wondrous meal. Fit for a king. All right. So there you have it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this meal. It was very easy to cook. The cooked cabbage will be great. It's gonna melt in. All the juices, the au jus, are dribbling down on top of that. And a little apple cider vinegar would be good. Now remember, I started with apple cider vinegar in my beef marinade. So the hint of apple cider vinegar is in there, but you're right. It'd be good. You're right. Absolutely. Hey, thank you. I hope it was, super easy to make a huge amount of food. I mean, you could easily feed 5 people with this. Easily. And now I'm going to go segue to the other show and stop this and get my tie on, and I'll be starting in about 30 seconds. All right. Cooking with au jus and beef, cabbage, carrot, potato, and lots of onions and some garlic. Thanks for watching. I'll be uploading this tonight around 2 in the morning to YouTube. Take care.